It's new.
Yeah.
It really is new.
Well, actually, the issue came up during campaigning this year with the combination of rape and abortion, and the comment
Yeah.
of making lemons out of. Yeah, I was dying. I was just amazed that it could just be thrown out there so cavalier to the community on a campaign platform, but.
But sometimes that's the way you
Right.
get the issue
Get
out,
people
even
talking.
if
It
it's.
certainly got people talking on Facebook, I can tell you that. But then on the other thing, I'm sitting here thinking, and you're talking about federal grants, and I'm thinking, and not to be political, but again, you have to look ahead of who's going to be funding and distributing federal monies, and who do you want to be making those decisions. It's very important to think about that, because
Exactly.
a new program that already gets some funding is more likely to be cut.
Yes.
The new piece of, like cut off the hand of the program rather than.
Well, this is a major fear of what's going on in the political arena, that all programs like this that are relying on federal funds are going to get cut, and they shouldn't. They're the last things that should be cut, and that is really fearful of what's going on, and nobody knows how we're going to pay for everything. And obviously, we've got to look at that issue. But,
Right.
Yeah.
How do you work with the senior population in nursing homes? Because I know, occasionally there are rape situations in nursing homes and convalescent centers. Do you have anyone specialized with the older population that?
Well, we all try to address those victims when we do get a call. Unfortunately, it's not often that we get a call, and part of it is because, for older people, this is taboo. You don't talk
Right.
about it, even if it's happening. Unfortunately, also, when people in nursing homes or other types of places like that get abused, is because a person who's a caretaker might be doing the abuse. So it's a very complicated dynamic. But I think part of it is you just don't talk about it, is that age group that is not.
that must be the age group that I'm.
No, you forget to talk
We're right. We're right. But it is. It's probably when you're around my age, it's starting to be younger
Right.
that are more open and more your age and
Right.
lower that they're
And I know
discussing
also
things.
my son's a Marine. I know there's also issues in the military, with
military.
deployment and women
Right.
being assaulted and men being assaulted.
Yeah.
Right.
And again, you've got this distance where you certainly can't. They can't call from Iraq, and they can't.
Well, as a matter of fact, they can't call from Iraq probably, but we do have an agreement with the sub base here and with the Coast Guard Academy where they, they call us when they have a victim that wants to get some services. The military itself has programs in place to help victims, but sometimes they may not want to do that in-house, and so we're there as an outside agency, and we don't need to share any information.
No.
So
Yeah,
that helps.
My youngest graduate of the Coast Guard Academy, and now an officer, for several years. But the pressure on women in the military is unbelievable.
Great, yeah.
I mean, I was glad I didn't send her to the Air Force Academy when she went through, because of the difficulty that they had and the amounts of. There were rapes. The amount of rapes that existed at that academy were unbelievable. Lots of people don't know about what happened at the Colorado.
It's not reported.
And it's not reported. No. And it's a shame.
But that again is that institutional secrecy.
Secrecy and keeping things together. What it takes to expose that stuff, and then the women have to work in that environment as a career, and that's a tight group. I mean, those are, and people don't realize that's a close family. You know, when you graduate those types of academies, it's not like you're going to get away from seeing these people
Yeah.
for the next
Yeah.
20
Or
years.
choose who
You may be reporting to them.
Or
Yeah.
you might be, you might
Yeah.
be working under them and
Yeah.
reporting to
But
them.
they've made some changes and some steps, and we're hopeful that,
It'll
Yeah.
And
continue
we
to be
discussed
positive.
earlier, you are a United Way agency, so funds can be diverted to you through United Way, through the Wyndham County. You would also, I would assume, take donations however they get to you.
Oh, we'd be happy to take donations, yeah.
Are there other logistical things that you need besides just funding? Is there anything that you distribute to these families, or?
Well, sometimes we need materials, especially when we work with children, art supplies, things like that, journals for survivors. You know, we sometimes encourage them to write about their feelings and such. So that would be helpful.
Volunteers.
Volunteers, right?
Volunteers.
That's what.
And what kind of hours are involved for volunteers? Because sometimes that makes a difference too.
Well, they have to go through the training, which is 30 hours, but we do that at their convenience. So, you know, if they can give a few hours this day or whatever. Sometimes we run a class, which we have right now going in Willimantic, but we accommodate their schedule. So after that, they can tell us, you know, I can give 1 day a month, I can give 2, you know, whatever it is, we work around their schedules, and we're very happy.
Do they man the phones, stuff like that? What do you do as a volunteer?
As a volunteer, well,
Okay.
we basically would connect you through an answering service, which is in the middle of the state. You can carry on your regular day. You don't have to be in a call center. You don't have to be at home. As long as we've got your number as far as the cell phone, you can do whatever you need to do. And then when a call comes in, obviously you're going to have to try to find a private spot. Maybe it's going to be in your car, or you're going to, go into a room in your house or something. But somebody just might be calling because they need to talk. They're looking for some support. They're not sure where to go, what to do, what services are available. And there also might be the chance that you have a hospital call. So the hospitals that we serve through our agency are L&M Hospital, Bacchus Hospital, Day Kimball Hospital, Wyndham Hospital, and is that it, Maria?
The Yukon.
And the Yukon Health Clinic.
Now I'm
up
going to
at
ask
Yukon
you
and
a
Stores.
sexist joke.
Oh yeah? Okay, try.
Men, do you use men volunteers? Or
Yeah,
is it all
we
women?
have had men volunteers.
That's
Yeah,
why I said it
definitely.
was going to be a joke.
And
right?
interns, yeah.
Well, this isn't just a female
and-
problem.
Yeah, it's one in 6 boys, 1 in 4 girls before the age of 18 for child sexual abuse.
1 in 6 and 1 in 4.
That's right. It affects a lot of people.
My word. It's a lot of no talking.
Yeah.
There's, right.
A lot of, and I thought
Especially
the mafia
sadly
was secretive.
among women. Women usually get together, and as you get older with a glass of wine, and they're still not talking about their experiences, even amongst themselves. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of shame attached to it, so it's painful.
And certainly our marginalized populations, whether it's prison or
Oh, yeah, prison.
transgender, everybody's affected, in some groups more so than others in some situations.
Well, prisoners really discuss anything about those type of things. They just don't do it, and the abuse in prison obviously is unbelievable, and that's how people turn from car theft to being little killers because of sexual attempts on them and stuff like that, and it's tragic. It must be. Do you work with the women's prison?
Yes, we do.
You
Does,
do?
yeah.
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we answer if someone needs our services within the system. They would refer sometimes on the phone. People call us. We're hoping to be part of established protocol that we get called each time someone reports. Now it's once in a while, depends who's doing their reporting. But yes, we do.
So you're not tied directly, like through a state mandated type of thing.
No, not yet.
No, but you could be.
Hopefully it's coming because
Working towards that.
yeah, they not just Connecticut, but just in the whole country
Oh,
is
well,
looking to
it would be
right.
good, yeah, nationally. I
Right.
mean, that should happen. There would be an automatic
Right.
outside situation, men and women. I mean,
Right, and we do
serious.
we do
I
go to
mean,
not just the women's prison, but also in northeastern Connecticut, other men's facilities where we do talk to them about victim impact and how they're